Welcome back to part 2 of the very ordinary Flyswatter. Where we left off last time was finished up most of the main components and then got really sidetracked and started firing some lemons. As you do. Anyway, let's get right into it and not get distracted this time. I'm sure we'll get sidetracked. So we've got it somewhat assembled just to get an idea of how it works, which means we're now working on how we actually bring this to a halt. Because if we don't, this just goes all the way around, whee! And oh, look at that, that's friendly fire. So let's make sure we stop this. And how I'm thinking to do that is we use this. This is just a piece of metal with a valve spring in it. And if we put that right in the middle here, when this comes around, it's got a bar here, it's going to come around and hit that and bounce and come to a gentle stop. At least that's what I think and hope. We are officially welding up the final thing of the main assembly, and this is what holds the wacky thing. Now, we can only access one face because it's so close to the other face, so we'll weld it up at about 150 amps, get really deep in there, and then hopefully it doesn't rip off and impale me. Anyway, we need to be careful of heat creep because we do have bearings inside, so let's be fast. Nice. Definitely, very practical. I think it is officially time to take down our nemesis, the giant fly. The plastic one there. Let's obliterate it. Right? Oh, God. I feel like we did, in fact, obliterate the fly. Right, I've been doing testing to see if we can, break something substantial, and it did break something substantial. Itself, the holder that holds the actual, Flyswatter arm, sheared off. Now, it didn't just break the joint off either side. No, we tore the weld completely in half. But before it tore off, it buckled the 10mm stainless rod. Definitely a lot of force. Anyway, let's fix it up and make it stronger so we can break something rather than itself. Right, a quick overview of how everything works. We have ourselves our pneumatic cylinder, which has got the piston at the bottom, our linear rod, and then our top cap. So as soon as it's pressurized, it shoots up, like so. So now we have our force, which is linear, and we need to convert that into rotational. And how we do that is we have ourselves a rope, which comes down off the top, around ourselves a pulley, and then around our main pivot point, which can be represented by this bit of painter's tape. So if imagine that's there, and we pulled the rope, which is this bit, you're going to see it rotates. So now we can pull in a straight direction and it rotates, which, if we give this a tug, there you go. That is the gist of how it works. Now you might be questioning me with my choice of rope. Well, this is actually Dyneema. It is rated for 4 tons. Its steel counterpart is rated for a measly 2 tons. It also has the added benefit of being soft on my supple hands. Very important. Anyway, on to the next thing. Any good fly swatter should be able to break through a hefty piece of wood. So we're going to work our way progressively from a thin piece all the way up to a chonky 4x2. Now I assure you this is how it's done. This is how you prove the effectiveness of a fly swatter. It's not, but it's going to be fun anyway. Right, let's see if we can break a piece of wood. Well, I'd say that's a success. Now, I don't think we can say we obliterated the board, but we definitely broke it. Okay, I've reviewed the footage and, well, wouldn't you have a guess? It does look like it's just bouncing away. So, remedying this problem, I have added a huge amount of weight. So much so that I can barely hold it. So, talk about practicality. Anyway, let's destroy a 2x2. Jeez. Okay. I think it's time to go to the 2x4, I guess. That's, impressive, I guess. Terrifying, but impressive. Right, let's see if our fly swatter can break some 4x2. Right, we ready? Oh. Well, here's our answer. You can absolutely break a 4x2 in half. And didn't really show any sign of struggling or slowing down. So I definitely think we could have gone thicker, but I feel like this demonstrates its force, well enough. Definitely makes it adequate for indoor use. Just make sure you're not hitting against a wall, door, bench, or floor in this case. Yeah, okay, I can see your arguments saying that this might be overkill, but you never know, you can't be too sure. I can't keep a straight face. What have I created? Very practical. I can see this in every home. I think we can officially say we have made an effective fly swatter. Now, I'm not sure if it's efficient, but it breaks us 4x2, which has got to mean something. Anyway, I have to say it's utterly terrifying, really gets your heart pounding, and that's not just the physical exertion of pumping it up, even though that did get my blood pressure very high. Really happy with how this whole thing worked. Took a lot of tuning, and I have used this so many times now, taking it back apart, fixing it, and getting it just working, and I haven't had a single proper malfunction, except for the arm breaking off. But apart from that, I've used this countless times, and it's still working, which I have to say is probably a first. I think we definitely made a great fly swatter that will absolutely destroy your home or anything it's used on, including yourself. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on all of this, because we really should give it a name, shouldn't we? Because I think it deserves a name, and I'm not sure what to call it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this one, a thumbs up, it really helps me out, and if you want to see more, subscribe, yeah. Anyway, catch you in the next one, guys. See ya!